Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8 Live Esports. We're live this evening with SNS Esports F1 League and Tier 1 for round 5 of 22 for the Italian Grand Prix. Getting started right now with our full qualifying session. We're into Q1, starting off with 18 minutes. We got a few drivers I see are starting to head out of the pits already to get on track and get their hot laps going. So let's see how fast they're going to get that happening and how competitive this grid is going to be. We got 19 drivers in for this session this evening, so it should be quite interesting as well. Let's see what's happening out there on track right now. I think about the second car is about to get out, so we're going to follow on and let's see what's happening on track. And that McLaren not having a first good out lap there right now has gotten it into the barrier. Is going to have to get back going again. I think Santi's out on track there already as well, so let's see how it's going with him at the moment. Hopefully he's having better luck getting around the track here. So this is going to be a home race for the Ferrari team. Let's see how they're going to perform here actually as well. Not sure how well they're going to be getting through, but we'll have a look and see how well they do perform on the track. So we got everyone getting out for their out laps right now. We should get the hot lap started pretty soon. It's not overly too long of a lap around Monza here, so it's going to be interesting to see how our lap times are going to stack up in just a bit. In just about a few minutes or so, we should start to see some lap times come in, and I think by the second rounds of lap that we get on the track, we should get to see some more competitive times as well in terms of qualifying time, because everyone's going to be trying to make sure they can make it into the top 14 at least at this point to make it on over to qualifying 2. Just in case it's only going to be 14 going over to that point there, so we'll see how they do get on with that. So currently we're still following on with just a few drivers on their out laps here. Quite a few drivers getting out right now, as you can see everyone trying to get their tires warmed up as much as they can here. Alright, so we do have a few drivers that are going to get back into the pits if they did mess up the start of their hot laps there as well. So let's see what's happening where the rest of the drivers currently out on track. Yeah, Biltomat still getting his tires warmed up, ready to get started on that hot lap there. I think Sadistic might already be on his lap going through. And he is actually already on his lap, so let's see how he's just going for him. Hayden already out of qualifying 1. Something's happened to him on track somewhere. So that's going to be it for qualifying for him there. Not sure if there's any sort of qualifying banner in place for him, because I think he just retired from the session in the pits. So I'm not 100% sure about that. I didn't have a look into that, but either way, we're going to continue on with the rest of the drivers in qualifying 1. Let's see how the session goes on through. We're going to start to see some lap times, as we can see coming in there right now. Santin already got the fastest lap at 119.9, and there is Hayden there in the chat saying he does have a quali ban. Had a feeling that was probably the case there right now. So Hayden does have a quali ban, so he's not going to be able to participate in the qualifying session, which means he does have to start at the back. So good luck starting at the back there. I hope he has some luck getting through the entire field on the race start. It is a little bit of a run getting down to turn 1 on this track here, so going to be interesting to see how many positions he does make up on the start of the race. And we're following with Hebs here. Let's see where he's going to go on the grid when he does get his time in. So Santi currently with the fastest lap on the grid, 119.9. Timmy there, 120.1 in P2. Big Boss goes P3 with a 120.2, just about a tenth off. Sadistic goes P4 so far, 120.5. Now down, yeah, he's still down to 5. And Hebs goes fastest in the session at 119.565. That puts Santi down to 2nd. Timmy down to 3rd. Big Boss down to 4th. Sadistic down to 5th. And Miel down to 6 now, 120.8. Ped goes down to 8 now, 120.9. So we got some fast attempts starting to come in here as we go on through. So that's Night Shadow going into 5th right now, 120.4 pushes to the stick. Meal and Ped down. Raleigh's still into the pits. Let's see who else is running on track. Liverpool probably running a lap here right now. Just did a purple sector 1 there, I think. So he looks like he might be on for a pretty good lap there in the racing point. So far, I think not too bad. We're looking at some 119s and some 120s in this qualifying session as we have it here. Seems like very slightly bit cloudy on track right now to see the most, to see what's going on. We got about 12 minutes left in qualifying 1 right now, so really still enough time for these guys to try and get some good times in. And we got Meal out of this session. Meal was driving the McLaren there. That's one driver, another driver out of the session there, one out with a quali ban, and he made a 120.8, and I don't think he made it back to the pits here. And we can see Liverpool using the runoff here. They did a 120.3, went into P5 with that. Really not too bad at the same time there. And Big Ben there, quali ban as well. Big Ben, what's your PSN? I'm not sure which one is you. So 2 drivers with quali ban for this race will not be able to take part in the qualifying session because of that. Alright, let's switch over back to SFC guys. He's been trying to get a lap start going since this session got started. So let's see how that's going there for him. And as we go on with the session, guys, just want to say welcome to everyone who is currently joining on the live stream with us here this evening. Thank you guys for joining on. Please, guys, make sure you leave a like on the stream. Just literally just a second for you guys to do that. And remember, if you're new on the channel with us here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. A lot of races during the course of the week. Right now, it's a bit limited on the schedule as we have it, but that's going to be changing pretty soon in the next few weeks or so, because we got a few things coming up as well in terms of that. So, just guys, make sure you give the video a like, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new around or if you haven't subscribed us yet. We do have another race just after this one. As usual, we do have 2 races on Sunday, and it's back-to-back races, so it's a total of 4 hours I'm going to be sitting here doing this, so good luck to me on that. Alright, so SFC Gas not having the best of luck again getting back into the pits. We still got Raleigh out on track. We got Biltomat. We got Tempt still running a lap here. Waiting to see what sort of lap time they're going to be getting. Overall, I think not too bad still so far for Q1 here. Lap time still in the 119s and 120. We got Wild Dog with a 120, 1.2. We can see Dixon out of the session there in sector 3, so he's off. No lap time from him. So our field driver is not having the best of luck here in qualifying 1, and that's Biltomat going up to P6 right now, 120.3. We got Hebs out there still holding out fastest lap in with a 119.565, just about 300ths of a second faster than what Big Balls did there in second. 119.585. Santi down to third at the moment as it is. Timmy down to 4th. Liverpool 5th. Biltmore currently 6th. Night Shadow now down to 7. Sadistic Guns goes down to 8 now. Raleigh goes into 9th with his 120.5. We got Pet there in 10th right now, 120.9. Wildlaw goes down to 11th with his 121.2. And that's it for laps so far. We know Hayden is going to be out because of his quali ban. Oh, thank you very much for clearing that up. So, what I was saying from me, that's Mateo there. I'm going to work with Mateo for the stream. That's a much better name to work with for you. I hope you're okay with that because that's what we're going to be calling you on stream right now. Makes it's a little more easier and clears things up a bit for me. Alright, so we're on with Killer 94J right now. Is he on track? Okay, in sector 3 getting around. Let's see if he's able to get a time in on this occasion going around here. So still a few drivers yet to set their lap times in before Q1 comes off to a close. It does still look a bit cloudy here at Monza, so gonna be interesting to see, are we having a wet race? For drivers currently not in the session and in the chat there, are we having a dry race or is it going to be a wet race here at Monza? I'm quite interested to know what's going to happen in terms of the weather conditions for the race. Not so much for the qualifying session, if it's going to rain there or not. In Q2 or Q3 it does look a bit cloudy, so I'm just wondering, is it going to be raining at any point in the session there? So let's go on back down here, see what's happening on track. We got Killer 94G, we got Rizzle Sticks, we got SFC Gas, we got BX37 Pro and Tempt all running out on track here still. Unfortunate for Mateo there. So he's stuck with that 120.8. Of course, that's not going to be into the grid time there, just because I don't think he made it back to the pits. There is a thing about it. If you do make a lap time and you're not able to drive the car back to the pits, the lap time doesn't stand. It goes down to the bottom of the grid, so he's going to be pushed down as lap time start to come in more and more, I assume there. We're going to see how that works for him. A bit of drifting I see from SFC Gas as he gets the car around that turn. So we're just waiting for a few of our drivers down at the bottom of the grid right now to set some lap times in here. We're trying to see if they're actually going to get that done or not. As SFC Gas goes across, goes P12, 121.065, not overly bad. Well, unfortunate for that there for Mateo, lost a wheel before getting back into the pits after doing his lap. But let's see how he gets away from the race start. Hopefully he has a pretty good start getting down into turn 1 when the race does get started. And they're going to have to be very, very careful about that. It's quite a narrow track getting down to that point as well. So it's I think allows for at least 3 cars wide, not 4. That's going to be extra tight pushing it through. So we're going to see how the drivers get away with that. We got Rizzle on a lap here. And he's invalidated that current lap. He got about just under 5 minutes to get this done before the end of Q1 if he does want to get over to the next session here. Hopefully he is able to get that done. I think he's getting started on the next lap here right now. We're going to have a look on board with Rizzle 6 as he gets around on a hot lap here around Monza. And yep, getting all set for the Italian GP. It's going to be very interesting, especially turns 1 and 2 here. Always interesting to see how cars handle that on a race start. We're going to see what's going to happen. Has resulted in a lot of safety cars and BSCs in the past with previous leaks, so we're going to see how well SNS Esports are going to be getting through that one. Still got some time to get through our full qualifying session that we got going on here, and then we will see how these guys actually get that opening lap going. Hopefully it's a clean opening lap with no safety cars or VSCs. Is what we actually like to see, so we're going to see how well they can get that going for us. Once again, guys, welcome to everyone who's currently joining on to stream with us here. Thank you guys for joining. Please make sure you share the stream link out. Feel free to do that on your socials, and make sure you guys leave a like on the video, and also please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and if you haven't done so already. And that's a Purple Sector 1 so far. Purple Sector 2, sorry, from Rizzle there. He's into Sector 3 right now, about to finish this off. And let's see how this is gonna go for him. He's about to go around the parabolica here and finish off the lap. No, it's across the line he goes, and let's see how fast. And that's a 119.886. Not too bad at all. Goes up into P4. Just about 100th of a second slower than what Timmy did there in P3. So extremely good lap off of Rizzle there so far. Puts that house up into P4. Definitely should be able to get over into qualifying 2 with that sort of lap time. Where is Tempt on track, running in the Red Bull here on an invalidated lap. I'm gonna have to try and get another lap started, as he is about to getting around Sector 3 on the track here right now. that Liverpool on another out lap there as well. Oh, and he's going into the pits, so now he's going to do another lap on these set of tires. Is he going to get out on a new set of tires and try to get a lap in? That's going to be the question here. We'll see how that goes for him, because let's have a look, see what's happening here. I think Pedro's probably trying to get another lap going, but unfortunately that lap has been invalidated, and he's going to have to start another lap on those tires if he does want to get that going. We're on with Liverpool here right now, trying to do another hot lap here, making sure he keeps himself in the top 50, which I think he's quite safe for that. They're up there in 7th with a 120.3, just probably wants to get a faster time in, just to show the skills off here right now, to see how far he's able to get up on that grid. Because remember, it's going to get a bit more competitive as we get through qualifying 2 and qualifying 3 coming up in just a bit here right now with the drivers in terms of race strategy for Q2, and then they're going to have to just get on through qualifying 3 to get the best possible race start, because they do want us to be starting at the front of the grid. That is a purple sector 2 off of Liverpool there for this current lap that he's running on. We got just about a minute and a half left here in qualifying 1, and that's been quite interesting with the lap times that we've seen from our drivers here so far. We got about 2 drivers with quali band for the session, so they're gonna have to just watch on as everyone else gets through the session, and then hopefully get a really good race start and is able to gain quite a few positions. Well, hey, they're looking at getting driver of the day if they're able to get all the way to at least the front portion of the grid at some point by the end of the race. We'll see how that works for them. Okay, so it's gonna be a bit interesting, so let's see what is about to happen here. Hey Femi, thank you for joining on the chat. How are you doing? Yeah guys, so we got BX37 Pro and Hayden there. The 2 of them are the ones with the quali bands. I'll just check that Discord to make sure I confirm that as well. So Big Ben and Chad, that's gonna be BX37 Pro, I assume there. So 2 drivers with quali bands and a few drivers without lap times as well in the session. Unfortunately, not able to make a time. I think we're at the end of qualifying 1. Yep, the clock has run out. We're at the end of qualifying 1 here right now. We're about to get over to qualifying 2, so we're just waiting for our results, official results here for Q1 to see what that's looking like. We're just waiting for our current drivers to get off the session. Night Shadow currently on a lap. So no, he's invalidated that lap. He's just going to need to get across the line. Hopefully he doesn't go into the pits. It does take more time when they do that, but he's going into the pits either way. Let's just have them retire after the session so we can get on over with it and straight into Q2. And let's see our grid results for that and who's going to be heading over to qualifying 2 at this point here right now. You know, it's either going to be the top 14 or top 15 going over. So let's see how that's going to work. And I think Matteo is right on the danger zone of getting over there, so he should be able to get in still down there in 14th at the moment with that. And I think Wild Dog as well did a lap and did make it back to the pits there. So that's both McLarens 14, 15 there as we have it right now, and we might not have one of them in the qualifying 2 because we do only have 19 drivers started the session. So let's see what's happening with that. As we're about to get off this here right now and have a look at our Q1 results, and then we're straight over to qualifying 2. Alright, there we go. I was waiting for that. Alright, so interestingly, we have 13 drivers only going over to qualifying 2 here right now. This does come as a result from drivers who had the quali ban and just had to retire off early enough in the session, or if drivers got a DNF off early off in the session. That's kind of what caused that to result in that situation there. Alright, so qualifying 1 results, we got Hebs there fastest in the session at 119.5. Big Balls goes second fastest in the Racing Point. Timmy there goes third fastest. Rizzle 6. Fourth fastest. Santi goes fifth. Bill Tomato 6. Liverpool fans 7. Killer J 8. We got Night Shadow 9. Sadistic 10th. Raleigh 11. Ped there in 12. And SFC Gas 13. Those are the guys going over to Q2. Alright, so that's going to be it for that there. We got Matilda starting 14, Wildlock is going to start 15, Hayden starting 16th, as it is right now. BX37 Pro starts 17, Dixon starts after that, and that's how the grid's going to line up. Even though the two of them had a qualifying, that's where they fit on the grid, depending on what happened in the session. So over to qualifying 2, we're going to go here right now. We'll have a look back at the full starting grid when we do get onto a formation lap, kind of what I use the formation lap to do. Alright, so let's get a few stats up on screen. And we're going to leave this on best so we can see what tires these guys are running their fastest laps on. Let's see who's going to be first to get out on track. So we got 13 drivers in qualifying 2 right now, and I'm about to get started with that. So 15 minutes counting down on the clock, and let's see how they're going to be performing here. Alright guys, we do have another league stream just after this one completes, so don't go anywhere after this entire race will be over. We do have another stream exactly after this one ends. We're starting the next stream, so literally gonna be just a 5 minute between the two of them at most, if anything. So let's see how that's gonna work. So we got cars heading out on track already. Let's have a look at what's happening on the grid here. So we got Timmy already out in the Ferrari. Now, as you said, guys, this is a home race for a Ferrari here, so looking for some good results off of them. So a lot of pressure right now on Timmy here for one, as he's already out on track. Let's see if he's able to make it over into qualifying 3 and possibly get that car into the top 5 at least for the start of this race. I think the team is going to be looking forward to that. All the Ferrari officials will be around for this one as well, so definitely all will be looking. A lot of pressure on the drivers for that. So going to be interesting to see how they get on through with it. Okay, so we got quite a few drivers out on out laps right now. We're going to start to see some hot laps here pretty soon. Let's see how the 119s and 120s are going to look on this session here. And temp, they're invalidated. Hit lap in the previous session. Otherwise, he would have at least got up at somewhere around P3. That does tend to happen. Drivers do tend to get on a very good lap, very close after the end of our qualifying session. But if you do invalidate it, you do lose that lap. So you do have to be careful about track limits here, because we do have that set to strict. Yes, for some competitive racing as well from these leagues. So kind of what we do. And unfortunate for Tempt, he's going to have to start down in the back of the grid there. 119.8, definitely that would have put him up quite a way up there on the grid, and he would have been here in qualifying 2 with us. Unfortunate there, Temp. But he's gonna have to just start where he is right now and hope that he's able to make a pretty good lap on the opening lap and probably get a lot of positions at that point, and hopefully you're able to get up. So quite a lot of you down at the back of the grid, really looking forward to get up on the race start there. So I'm really quite interested to see what's going to happen. I think we're going to have to keep an eye on the entire grid as much as we can to see what's going to happen, because I know we got quite a few fast drivers down in the back of the grid who are going to be fighting their way through getting down on that run to turn 1, trying to possibly gain quite a few positions as they get on through that opening lap. I think it's definitely going to be quite an interesting opening lap as well. We're going to see how that's going to go. So currently we got Timmy with a 121.2. Not the best of laps here right now. Of course, he did that on the mediums. So we're going to look and see how the rest of the grid is about to come in with their laps here at the moment. And we already got some purple sectors coming up. Santi there just did a 120.1. On the soft tires he did those. So let's see how the rest of the grid gets on through with this here right now. We got Biltman went across the line with a 120.2. Santi 120.1, just a 10th off. Alright, I think we got Pet going back into the pits. I don't think he's getting started on a lap there right now. Let's have a look. It's either Killer J or Raleigh here right now. I think Raleigh is the next driver to get a lap in. So let's see how that's going to go. So far, so good. Got a 120.1, 120.2, 121.2. Let's see what we got. Riley with a 121.087. Not too bad so far, and that's on the mediums. Of course, remember it's going to be a bit of a test lap for most of the drivers as they get on their first laps going, especially those doing on the mediums. Might be going on to the soft later on in the session. We'll see how it goes for them. We're following on right now with Heb there, and let's see, someone else went across the line. That was probably Night Shadow, I think. And Hebs goes fastest in the session so far at 119.4. Does that on the soft tire. Santi down to second. Biltema down to third. Raleigh down to fourth. Timmy down fifth. Night Shadow down to sixth there. Who else is currently running a lap here that we do have? Where is Liverpool on track here right now? His teammate Big Ball's getting started on an out lap right now. He's on his hot lap going through. So I'm going to wait for Liverpool to get his lap finished, and let's see where he's going to be going at the end of it, and how fast he's going to be going as well, and where he does put himself on the grid. Now remember guys, this is qualifying too, so whatever tires these guys do their fastest laps on, they will be forced to start the race on that set of tires, provided they make it over into qualifying 3 in the top 10, and provided it's a try start for the race as well. That's going to be the restriction on that at least. Qualifying 3, they're just going to be pushing flat out to see who's going to be starting P1 in that race and how well that's gonna go for them. Alright, so let's see who else is currently doing a lap. Big Boss probably getting started on his lap there right now, so let's have a look at him as he gets on through that. And that is a purple sector 1 from Big Balls there so far. So he's looking pretty good on this current hot lap that he's doing. Let's see how he gets on through the rest of it. Unfortunately, an invalidated lap, so that's going to be it for him. Who else is currently running a hot lap here on track? I think Rizzle might be on a lap, so let's have a look. Is he on a lap? Nope, he is not running a very fast lap there right now. We got SFC Gas, though, running a pretty good lap. He's getting into Sector 2 here right now. Not a proper Sector 1, but still might be on a good lap. Let's have a look at the Alfa Romeo driver getting around the track there. Alright, let's see where SFC Gas is going to go as he finishes off this lap. Currently in Sector 3, about to finish off the lap there, and hopefully gets it in a pretty good position. He's running on the soft, so let's see how well he's actually able to get on that. We still got Hebs there holding on the fastest lap in Q2. It is 119.4. SFC Gas goes only 6 with a 121.093 so far. Versus 6 goes 130.2. You guys not having the best of lap here right now. Big Ball's on track again, trying another hot lap. Let's see how that's going to go for him as he's about to get across the line here, I think, and he's going to go for it on this one. And finishes on goes P5, 120.5 so far on the mediums there as well. So a bit interesting to see how the mix of strategies is working with the drivers as we have it. Killer J here, currently down at the bottom of the grid. Still trying to get a hot lap in as it is there right now. Let's see where he is on a track here right now, running in Sector 1 still. Doesn't seem to be running the fastest part. Oh, and he is doing a pretty good lap, even though he didn't seem to be going that fast. So just did a purple Sector 1 there, Killer J, and let's see how the rest of the lap is going to go for him. Once again, guys, to everyone joining on the session with us, welcome to all of you guys, and please make sure you hit like on the video and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new on here. Do appreciate all of you guys joining on. because remember we do have so many different streams going on. Of course, as we said, this amount of streams per week is a bit limited right now until we get a few things sorted out. So that's a purple sector 2, interestingly, from Killer J there so far. So he seems to be rerunning a pretty good lap here on Monza. Just need to finish off sector 3 without invalidating this lap, and might be putting it into the top 3 on the leaderboard there. So let's see how that's going to work for him. Going to be a bit interesting to see how this works out. We still got just about 3 drivers in the session right now with no lap times in. We're waiting for them. Killer J about to get across the line and definitely goes in the thread with a P6 time. 120.6, not too bad. We got statistic on a lap at the moment. Let's have a look at him. Alfa Romeo driver, and might be finishing out this lap pretty soon. We're currently in sector 2 still. Getting into a better traffic with Bill Matt in front. He gets to the side of the track, so allows him to go by pretty easily here. Alright, I think we had the mic setting just a bit off. I think she'll be fine and good to go once again. Not even sure how that even changed for a second. Quite sensitive settings on this thing. Alright, so we got purple sector 2. I see I just came off of City 6 lap there right now. So let's see how he finishes off the lap. After this, we're going straight over to qualifying 3 and then the race session just after that. We got about 4 minutes left here in qualifying 2. Driver's doing pretty well so far. Quite a bit of a range of lap times as we're seeing. But we do have a few 119s, 120 on track and some 121s. We weren't so much expecting 121s, but does get into that as well. So this is going 10 fastest on the grid, 121.1 so far. Liverpool trying once again to get a lap going here. Let's see what that's going to go for him. And takes it a bit too much on that curb, and that's going to be an invalidated lap there for Liverpool. Once again, not able to get a lap in, and he's been trying all session so far for this one here. So he's going to have to try that one more time, and he does have just about 3 minutes 13 seconds left in this qualifying 2 session here right now to get that hot lap in. He's going to get back in the pits, probably get back out and try this once again. Let's have a look out front if any of our front runners are trying to run a lap here. And we might have Timmy trying for another lap. I'm not sure. Is he going into the pits? No, he's going into the pits. Let's see who else is currently on track running. Looks like Night Shadow definitely is on a hot lap as we're getting through with him here right now. So in sector 2 he is at the moment and getting through that lap. So let's see how he finishes this off. And hopefully he's able to get a pretty good time in. So truly, qualifying 2 not going overly bad so far. We do have drivers trying to run a mix of strategies on the track. As we can see, some of these guys, most of these guys are running on these soft tires, and a few drivers are trying to do this on the medium tires. Of course, they do have to make it over to qualifying 2. Qualifying 3. If they do want to start the medium tires, or at least still got to make a fast enough lap time to get over to that session if they want to start somewhere on the front of the grid or have a chance of starting somewhere in the front of the grid. You got to make it over to qualifying 3. So let's see what Night Shadow is currently. He did his fastest lap on the medium tires. He's currently out on track right now on the soft tires, so trying to get a faster time in. And let's see if that's working for him or if he's getting back into the pit. And he's getting back into the pit, so that's going to probably be it for him there, because he currently has a just have 1 minute 40 seconds left here in qualifying 2, so really not a lot of time to get this done with. As we can see from our results so far, it looks like the soft tires are working much better on track than the medium tires here in terms of getting a fast lap time. So we're going to see how that affects the race there as well. As you can see, Rizzler having some trouble on this current lap, so I'm not sure if he's going to finish it. And doesn't look like he might actually finish this one here. We got Liverpool on an out lap here. He's trying to get one final lap going. One more chance to get a lap in. Has about 50 seconds around that to get across the line. And he will be able to get across the line and get his final lap started. And we're going to see if the Racing Point driver is able to actually get one really good lap in here on his final attempt at this in qualifying 2. And coming down to the end of the session, he might just be able to do this. Just needs to be very careful on those curbs and avoid invalidating the lap. So there he goes, getting started with the lap here right now. We're going to stay on board with Liverpool fan as he gets through this lap and see how this is going to go. Gets across with 25 seconds left on the clock there, and we're coming right down to the end of qualifying 2. That's going to be it. Any drivers currently running a lap will be allowed to finish that said lap, and that's going to be it after that for them. We're going to be at the end of the session. We got 10 seconds remaining for anyone who wants to get across the line there and get a lap started. So I'm going to follow on with Liverpool through the end of this lap. I don't think any purple sector is off of this current lap as he's going so far, but just needs to get into the top 10 to make it on over. And that is the end of qualifying 2 officially there. Whoever's currently running a lap will be able to finish. Raleigh looks like he's finishing off a lap there right now, as is Big Balls there and Rizzle 6 as well. And Raleigh looks like he's going quite slowly at the corner of the track, so it looks like he might not be able to finish his lap. Big Balls, I'm not sure about him. We'll have to see how he's going, but currently 9th on the grid. And he did those lap on medium tires here as well. His teammate running on softs here right now to really try and get a lap in, and getting around the parabolica here right now, about to finish off this lap, and definitely should be able to do so. And let's see, he's going to go across, and it looks like he's going to be a pretty good lap and get him into P5 on the grid at 119.7, and that's going to be it for qualifying for him. I think someone else made it over. Rizzle 6 made it up to P9 there, pushing down Ped, SFC Gas, Sadistic, and Night Shadow as well there. So it looks like our top 10 are all going to be starting on the soft tires in the race, and the rest of the grid will have a free choice of tires for the race start. We're going to see how that works out, provided it's a dry race start as well. We're still not sure if it's going to be a dry race or a wet race at that point, and we're just waiting for who else is left. I think Raleigh is in the pits. We need just his car to get into the garage, and then we're going to be completely over with this session. Have a look at the results, and then head straight on over to qualifying 3, and we're going to see how that session is about to go. Okay, guys, that is the end of qualifying 2 there. Let's have a look at the results. So top 10 heading over to qualifying 3. It's going to be Hebs there with the fastest lap in the session with a Renault 119.4. Viltomat goes second fastest 119.5. Raleigh third fastest in this session 119.6. All of by a 10 from each other there. And Santi there in P4 119.693. 500 of a second slower than Raleigh, who he would have gotten P3 on that one. Liverpool is going over it. The fifth fastest lap. Timmy there 6. Big Ball 7. Killer J 8. Rizzle 9. And then we got Pitt there in 10. SFC Gas will have to start 11. Sadistic will have to start 12. Night Shadow will have to start 13th on the grid there in the Williams. So both Alfa Romeo 11th and 12. Unfortunately, they were not able to make it over into qualifying 3. And we're going to head straight into that session there right now and see how that particular 12 minutes that we have for that session is going to go. It's going to be quite interesting. Everyone's going to be running on the soft tires, pushing as much as they can, trying to get the fastest possible lap time in to get the best possible race start on the grid. And we're getting started here right now. 12 minutes should be starting on the clock any second there right now. There we go. And we're about to get started with that. Everyone's going to be running on the soft tires. We don't need to put that detail on the track. So let's see who's going to be the first to get out on track here. I think someone did exit the pits, and let's see who that is. And that is our Ferrari driver, Timmy there, getting out. So the Ferrari driver making it over into qualifying 3. Doing the team pretty good so far for the home Grand Prix. And let's see how he gets on with this session, where he's going to be starting on the grid and hopefully maybe starting in the top 3. And I think that's going to make the team quite happy as well if he does attain that starting position here. As you said, a lot of pressure on Ferrari for this race session. We'll see how he gets on through. quite a few more drivers getting started on their out laps there as well. So looking forward to see how the session is going to go with that. Once again, guys, welcome to all of you who are joining on to our stream here this evening. Thank you guys for joining. Please make sure you guys leave a like on the stream, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new on here, or if you haven't done so already, please make sure you guys do that. Alright, so we're on board right now with Timmy here as he's about to get around the parabolica and get started on his on the first hot lap of qualifying 3 session here right now. It's only for 12 minutes, so they're really not going to have a lot of time. At least maybe 2 sets of lap they might be able to pull off here before the session comes to an end. And they're going to have to be a bit quick about it and avoid invalidating laps here right now. Very good rundown into turn 1. Heavy braking zone getting through turns 1 and 2. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how the race start goes with that. Because some drivers will be braking a bit late. Some are going to be braking a bit early. So we'll see how they maneuver through it and avoid any collisions on that race start when we're about to get to that very soon. So we're going to keep on board here right now with Timmy as he finishes off this current hot lap that he's running on. I know we do have a few more drivers coming just behind of this. I'm going to try to get their hot laps going as well. So we're going to see quite a number of lap times come in just one after the other. I think we got just about 3 drivers currently to the pits. I think that's Killer J, Rizzle, and Liverpool. They might be waiting for these guys to probably get back into the pits, and then they're probably going to get started with their laps. We'll see how they get on with that. Alright, so that is a 120.070 for Timmy there so far. I think we got a Haas coming in next. That's probably Santi there. So it looks like Santi's going to be the next driver to get across the line here right now. And goes fast as 119.3. Let's have a look at, I think it's Big Ball's about to go across the line. Is he going across the line on the pits? He's going across the line with a Renault coming behind him. He goes second fastest. And who is going to be the next driver to go? And Biltomat went across the line there as well. Raleigh on an outlap here right now. So as we have it right now, it's Santi holding on to a provisional pole star there, 119.3. Biltomat currently in second, 119.5. Ped there currently P3 with that, 119.7. Big Balls P4, 119.9. And Timmy down to 5th right now, 120.070. We're going to see how that's going to work out. We got Hebs here on a current hot lap and has been performing pretty well in qualifying so far through Q1 and Q2. I think he was the one who had the fastest lap in qualifying 2 there as well. Or was the qualifying 1? I'm trying to remember which one it was. Currently just did a purple sector 1. So he's looking pretty good so far. Let's see how the sector 2 time is going to go for him. So Renault looking to get on a provisional pole start here right now with this current lap that he's doing. It's going to be quite interesting to see if he gets a fastest sector 2. We do have Raleigh coming just behind him there as well. Trying to have a look if he had a purple sector or not. Doesn't look like he did. And it is not a purple sector 2 surprisingly here for Hebs. Gonna have to finish off sector 3 on a good note and hopefully gets a fast lap there. Oh, and Biltomat now goes fastest in the session, 119.2. Did a second lap on those set of tires there. And goes about a 10th faster than Santi. So he's holding on to provisional pole there so far. Red Bull wants to start there. We'll see if he was able to get that. We got Hez about to go across the line here right now. Goes third fastest, just ahead of his teammate, 119.43. Tenths faster than his teammate there. So still not looking too bad for Renault. P3, P4 for the start. But of course, we're still in the early part of this session here. We still got 6.5 minutes left right now. Killer J getting out on a lap. We got Raleigh and Rizzle both invalidating their current laps as Raleigh's back into the pits already. So I'm going to keep on right now with Rizzle here and see how he's getting on this lap. He's going to have to start a new lap here hopefully and try to get a good qualifying lap in to keep himself starting somewhere in the front of the grid if possible at this point. Alright, so they're going to have to get out back on the track and try that again. We got Liverpool should be getting started on his lap at some time soon. Still about halfway through the track in Sector 2 at the moment still. So far we're not looking too bad with lap times. We're mostly in the 119s. We got just Timmy there with a 120.07. So a very low 120 as well. And he's on out lap already. So definitely trying to improve on that lap time that he currently did. And I think he's about to get started on that lap here right now. So he's not wasting any time. Got about just under 5 minutes left in qualifying 3 here. And he is definitely looking to get that car starting on our provisional pole here. Let's see if he's able to get it on this current lap. Just needs to avoid invalidating the lap as it is there and just try to get a faster time in. Hopefully a few tenths, at least 5 tenths faster, should be able to put him up into the top 3 so far. We probably need to go a little bit faster than that as well, maybe 6-7 tenths just to get up into the top 3, at least for now. And hopefully that's going to be able to hold it there. That's a purple sector 1 off the Ferrari driver there so far. And he might just be the only Ferrari driver in the entire session, I think. I'm not sure if he has a teammate on this session here. I really didn't pay attention to that too much at the start. We're going to have a look at that though later on as we get on through with the full grid on the formation lap. We'll have a look at that. And that is a purple sector 2 off of Timmy there so far. So he's looking pretty good on this current lap here. Let's see if he's able to transition that into probably a provisional pole start here for the Italian Grand Prix. Okay, he's about to get across the line. Let's see how fast he is going to go. And goes fourth fastest, 119.6. Not too bad of a time, putting himself up there, close off to a top 3 start, but still, not too bad at all. We have Liverpool once again having some trouble getting a good lap going here around Monza. So he's going to get back into the pits once again. Might have just one more chance to get out on track with a new set of tires and try to get that lap in. We got Killer J getting started on a hot lap here right now. Let's have a look as he gets through that AlphaTauri. His teammate as well on a lap and getting started just behind him. So both AlphaTauris into Q3 but having some trouble getting their laps done. They're going to see how that's going to work for them. Rizzle there still on an out lap right now, trying to get a good lap in. His teammate Santi is up there in P2 for a potential P2 start on the grid for the race here. So let's see how high up he's going to be able to get himself up. But still, not too bad. Both Haas getting into Q3, both Renault getting into Q3, both AlphaTauris getting into Q3. Sorry, yeah, AlphaTauris getting into Q3 as well. We got both Racing Points as well. I just noticed that. So a few teams doing pretty well. Only one Red Bull in the session here though, and one Ferrari in. So those teams you would expect both drivers being in to qualifying 3. Okay, so we got Killer J about to get across the line. His teammate Raleigh is coming just behind him around the parabolica there as well. He goes 6th fastest, 119.8. Let's have a look at Raleigh here, where he's going to be going on the grid. We got Rizzle and Liverpool still yet to get their complete hot laps going through without invalidating the laps. And we got the 120.079 from Raleigh. That's what he's going to have to hold on with for now. Down there in P8. Rizzle getting started on a hot lap here right now. Let's see how this lap is going to go for him. Okay, so we're at the end of qualifying 3 here right now. The clock has run out. Rizal and Liverpool are both on hot laps here, about to finish that off. Let's see if they're finally going to be able to get a lap in before the session is actually over here. And hopefully they're able to get a good start on that one there. So let's see how they're finishing up this lap here right now. Still following on with Rizal, hoping that he's going to be able to get a good lap in at this point. And Biltema does his final lap and goes fastest in the session onto a provisional pole start, 118.9. First 118 of the session. Big Boss currently in second. Santi currently down to third. And Big Boss might be currently running a lap. Let's have a look at him. Invalidated that lap, so that's going to be it for him. He's going to have to get back into the pits. Ped here invalidated his current lap. Hebs invalidated his current lap that he's running on. I think yes, Rizal and Liverpool has invalidated his lap. Unfortunately, we'll have to start 10th on the grid. And let's see where Rizal is going to go. Still has a chance that he's getting around the final turn or around the parabolic there, getting onto that start finish straight and goes across the line 120.3. That's going to put him down to 9th for the race start here right now. And I think that is it. That is the end of qualifying 3 there, guys. I don't think anyone else is currently running a lap here at the moment, or is going to be able to run another lap. That's going to be it. We're just going to wait for those 3 drivers to get off of the session. We're probably going to have to wait for Hef's car to get into the pits there right now, as his teammate's car is being placed into the pits at the moment. We're going to have a look at our Q3 results and then get straight on over to that race start there. Okay, so there we go, off with that session there right now. Let's have a look at our qualifying 3 results and see how the Italian Grand Prix is about to start with our top 10. We're going to have a look at the full grid through the formation lap, as we're about to get to that very, very soon as well. We've been waiting about an hour for this. So Biltemat is going to be starting P1 on the grid. Big Boss will be starting second alongside him. We got Santi starting on the second row of the grid. And then we got Timmy's going to start alongside him for row 2. Then we got Pet starting P5. We got his teammate Hef starting P6. Killer J starting 7. Roddy starts 8. Rizzo starts 9. Liverpool starts 10. Not too bad so far. I think everyone's going to be starting on the soft tires compared to the results we had in Q2 there. So not too bad at all. We got both Renaults starting right next to each other. We got both AlphaTauri starting just behind each other there as well. Going to be very interesting to see how that's going to work out between teammates battling through to turn 1 as well. I think it's going to be quite an interesting race start. We might be looking at a safety car or a potential VSC on this race start. I'm not sure how well or how bad this is about to go, but it's been a bit of a while, I think, since we've actually done an Italian Grand Prix here on the channel. Going to be interesting to see how this is going to work out. So we're going to get straight to the formation lap and the race start here right now. Just waiting for that to get loaded, and yeah, we still have to deal with the loading times here as it is. Alright guys, so 19 drivers, as I've known, is in the session there, and we're just about ready to get this started here. We're just going to wait for everyone to get their race setups in, race strategy set up, and then we're going to be ready to go in about 25 seconds or so. So looking forward to this race start as what it is going to be. Okay, so there goes our grid getting started on their formation lap here right now. Let's get some details up on screen for you guys, so you guys can have a look at what's happening with the grid as we have it here. So as our grid stands, it's going to be a 27 lap race here around Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. We got Biltemas starting P1 on the grid. We got Big Boss is going to start second. We got Santi starting third there in the Haas. Timmy starting fourth in the Ferrari, not doing his team too bad here. And then we got Ped there starting P5, his teammate Herb starting P6 in the next Renault. Killer J in AlphaTauri starting 7th, his teammate Raleigh starting in 8th. Rizzle in the next Haas is going to start 9th, and his teammate up in 3rd right now. Liverpool starting 10th on the grid, his teammate up in 2nd, so not too bad with that. SFC Gas they're starting 11th, his teammate Sadistic starting 12th. Night Shadow starts 13. Then we got Matthias starting 14. Wild Dog starts 15. Both McLarens just behind each other as well. Hayden there starts 16 because of a qualifying ban. BX37 Pro starts 17 because of a qualifying ban. Dixon starts P18. And Tempt will start P19 on the grid as we have it. As you can see, our top 10 drivers will be on the soft tires, and then we got our drivers 11, 12, 13. They will be on the mediums for the start. We got Matteo, Wildog, and Hayden starting on the softs down in the back of the grid there as well as Tempt, and BX37 Pro and Dixon will be starting on the mediums. Quite a mix of strategies at the back of the grid, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this race start is about to go off as we're getting through sector 3 on the track here right now and about to get lined back up on the grid for the race start. So really looking forward to see what's about to happen as these cars get on through here. I have not actually had a look at the updated results for the grid. We'll probably try to get that sorted. If we do have a safety car VFC in the race, we'll see how that works out. But yep, we have our cars getting sorted on the grid there right now. Everyone getting back into their grid slots. As usual, we're going to keep an eye on Biltomat and Big Balls of the starting grid for the race start. And then we're going to try and keep an eye on the entire grid as they get around turns 1 and 2. See if we're able to catch any potential incidents that are going to happen causing maybe a safety car or VSC in this race. Once again, guys, welcome to everyone who is joining on the stream with us. We're about to get started with the race here as it is there right now. So thank you guys for joining on. Please make sure you leave a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you're new on here. And that is 5 lights, and we are all ready to go here at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix, and they're off. And seems to get quite a bit of an equal start, an equal run down, but Biltmeier gets a better run as he gets on down, going down to turn 1. We got quite a mix happening down the back. Cars going over 3 widths wide right now to get into turn 1. We do have some contact happening, I think, as everyone gets through the first 2 turns, and yep, definitely some contact going on there. Let's see what's happening. So quite some penalties as well. Collision between Rizzle and Liverpool. I think Rizzle got a penalty for that one there. And we got a few cars getting off track down in the back here as well. Trying to see who that was. That might have been Night Shadow getting a bit off track. I think might have been Force off track, I'm not sure. But quite a few penalties on the opening lap. And we got a virtual safety car as well. Ped is all the way down to 19th on the grid at the back. Might have some damage on that car as well. We're trying to have a look as he comes on through here right now. And I think he's missing about half of his front wing. I'm not even 100% sure. Yep, he is missing at least half of that front wing there right now, so definitely will have to do a pit stop. The VSC is over, we're back racing again. We still got Biltomat into the lead of the race, and we got Big Boss chasing him down for that lead right now, and he's trying to get alongside Terry, trying to take it on the inside. Let's see if he gets that up. The Racing Point gets ahead, and the Red Bull is trying to fight it back, but Biltomat has to settle for second place right now. He's not going to be able to get the position back right away. Gap is about 2 tenths between the two of them, but an excellent overtake by Big Balls. I'm not sure where he got that amount of speed from. Probably got a bit of a toe behind the Red Bull, but still quite an interesting overtake. Santi right now getting very close up behind that Red Bull as well, trying to get an overtake done. It's going to be going down the pit straight here right now, where they're going to get a bit of a toe off of each other as they get around. We got Grid getting a big mixed up, of course. That doesn't matter at this point. We got Biltmeier trying to get back into the lead of the race here right now to get around the Racing Point. It looks like he might have actually gotten that done. So he does get back up into P1. So Big Balls is back down to second. Santi is currently running third as it is there right now. We're going to ignore the mix up on the grid as it is there right now. I want to put position changes on, but we can't do that with the grid as it is there right now, and it's starting to get sorted back. We're gonna have to wait for that to get fully sorted back there. Let's have a look what's happening down in the back here right now. And there I think our grid is sorted, but the leaderboard is still a bit mixed up. Just gonna have to leave that until it sorts itself out. So we got quite a few pit stops happening down in the back. We got Liverpool doing a pit stop, Night Shadow, we got Hayden, we got Ped, We got Matteo, all of them currently into the pits, getting back out on track there right now due to the incidents on the start of this race here. Hey Carl, thanks for joining on the chat. For any seats open, you are probably gonna have to find out about that one there from the league itself. Feel free to join on to my Discord. The Discord link is in the video description, and just from there you'll be able to contact us and find out what's going on in the league if they do have any seats open for the league there as well. We got another virtual safety car here right now. Something's happened on track, and you can see I think that's a McLaren of Wild Dog. He has had a DNF down there in sector 3. So something's happened to him. I'm not sure what it is as yet. Trying to have a look probably from Liverpool's car side here if we can. We might be able to see what happened to his car here. Let's have a look here right now. And that's actually dissipates. We're not going to be able to see what's happening with that. Unfortunate, another virtual safety car. So one car out of the race so far. Got a drive-through penalty for SFC Gas there for speeding under the VSC. That tends to happen quite a lot with drivers speeding on the virtual safety car. They're trying to keep it in the delta. They're trying to keep going as fast as they can, still not to lose time to the car in front. We got Beltimat still leading the Italian Grand Prix right now with Big Balls running here in second, 2.5 seconds behind Beltimat right now. And then we got Timmy in the Ferrari running in third, doing his team pretty well here for the home Grand Prix. And then Hebs there running P4 so far as it is. Raleigh running P5, Tempton 6. That's quite an improvement starting from the back of the grid. We got Sidisic up to 7th right now. Dixon in 8th. SFG Gas up to 9. BX is up to 10. KLT running 11. Liverpool running in 12th right now. And let's have a look at the we're going to put the Lemsure on because DR should be online in about any time. We got a 5-second penalty for Hebs. We got a 5-second penalty for Dixon. Drive-through penalty for SFC Gas for speeding under the VSC. He's going to have to see how he's going to deal with that. As we have position changes there right now, as we can see, Biltomat and Big Balls hold their position from the race start. As we have it there, yellow flag down there in sector 2. I think that's cleared up right now. And let's keep an eye on this gap as we have it between Timmy and Big Balls here right now. So Timmy has gained 1 position, and we can see how many positions have been gained or lost. Quite a few as throughout the grid. 13 positions gained by Temp there, 10 gained by Dixon. Not too bad as in the race so far for the two of them. As they have, some drivers have lost quite a few positions as well. SFC Gas currently doing his drive-through penalty there at the moment. Wants to serve that out early and get on with the rest of the race. So let's have a look at the rest of the grid as they get on through. Big Balls out, chasing after Biltomat, but still a 2.8 second gap. So the Red Bull driver out front getting quite a bit of a lead as he gets on through. Big Balls has to be a bit more worried about the Ferrari driver Timmy just behind of him here right now, just about 7/10 behind. And then we're going to follow along the rest of the grid. Tempt here running in P6. He's chasing after Raleigh there in the AlphaTauri right now, using his DRS advantage, using overtake, and he's about to go alongside, and he's going to take it on the inside. And let's see if he gets that position up. The Red Bull does get it up to P5 right now. That puts Raleigh in the AlphaTauri down to 6 on the grid. And let's see if he's able to get the position back. As it is right now, it doesn't look like he might be able to get it back right away. And Timmy gets ahead of Big Balls out in front, gets that position up. We missed that overtake, but still quite an interesting move as he gets it up. But of course, we're going to have Big Boss is going to have DRS advantage going down the pit straight and gets alongside the Ferrari already, getting back his 2nd place, and he's going to take it on the inside to make sure he is able to outbrake Timmy there into turn 1, and he gets the position back onto the racing line already. That's going to be him back up to P2. Incredible move by Timmy though, not too bad getting that car up into P2, but unfortunately lost it back. He's trying to get around the racing point once again, goes around the outside, a long way around, and he might actually get this done. He's back up again into P2 in the race, and he might actually try to hold it on this. And let's have a look on board from the Racing Point's perspective and see what's happening with that. So 5/10 is a gap between Timmy and Big Balls at the moment. So let's see if he's able to hold that gap and properly increase it as he gets on through. Down in the back, what's happening with Hayden and Night Shadow right now? As Hayden is going alongside and gets by the Williams there for 14th place on the grid. So he gets that overtake done way before they even get into turn 1. Renault of Pet coming just behind them, that's 4.9 seconds behind. So that is a Mercedes of Hayden getting up into 14. Williams is down to 15th on the grid there at the moment. That is Matteo getting a 3-second penalty as it is there right now. Going up here to Dixon in the next Mercedes in P7. He's looking to get by Raleigh here for P, and that's a car down to the side of the track I think I just saw there. I'm not sure whose car that was, and that looks like it was the McLaren of Matteo there. He is out of the race, unfortunately, into the barriers down to the side. We had another virtual safety car for that incident. That's the 3rd VSC for the session so far. We're only on lap 6 of 27. Both McLarens out of the race, unfortunately. That's maybe 0 points for that team. and not having luck here at Monza, both of them. Unfortunate that they're out. We still got 17 drivers remaining in the race to go on with. VSC should be over pretty soon. We got Raleigh currently into the pits. Dixon is out to 6 on the track right now and running. We got a bit of a gap starting to form between most of our drivers as we have it here. Let's have a look what's happening out front right now with Biltomat still leading by about 3.5 seconds. The gap is right now between him and Timmy for P1. We got DRS back online. Track is green again. That VSC is over and back racing. So let's see how the rest of the race is going to continue on. Going down to Big Balls here, chasing after Timmy still for second place in the race. He's lost that position twice now to Timmy and got it back once, but not going to be able to get it back on this particular occasion here. Of course, now Hebs now 1.3 seconds behind the racing point of Big Balls here, and he's definitely catching up very quickly. So Big Balls going to have to be a bit worried about that as well. Liverpool getting, actually Raleigh falling down quite a few positions down at the back of the grid. I'm not sure what's happening to him there. I think he's just got out of the pits. Might have had a bit of an incident, I'm not sure as yet. But still, running pretty well here so far. So let's see what's happening out front here. Hebs is getting within DRS range right now of the racing point. So he's looking to get by there. So Big Balls getting about 3 tenths, 2 tenths now behind Timmy. Using overtake and DRS advantage, he goes alongside the Ferrari and goes by up into P2, back again in the race. That's Timmy down back into third place. Let's see if Timmy is going to be able to get the position back once again. So these two keep switching positions. At least this is the third switch they've done since the race start here at Monza. So let's see if they're going to be doing another switch again. It's a 4/10 gap between the two of them as it is there right now, and Timmy definitely looking to get by. We got a virtual safety car once again. Something's happened down in the back of the track. I'm not sure what's happened at this point in the race. I'm trying to have a look on it to see what actually has happened here. And to be honest, I'm really not sure what's caused this VSC at this point here right now. But that's going to put a pause on the battle between the Racing Point and the Ferrari out front for a second place on the grid. What on earth has happened on track that's caused this VSC? I'm really not sure at this point here still. And it's allowed Hebs here to get a bit closer as well to these two fighting it out for a second place. That is SFC Gas with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there right now. And he is out. He has retired from the session. And Night Shadow gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. That's going to put Rizzle up to 16th on the grid there. And someone else has retired on track. That is Hebs there into the barriers down at the side. What's happened to his car? I'm not sure. And that VSC was just over as that happened there. So unfortunate to see that happen. That's another driver out. That's 4 drivers out of the Italian Grand Prix so far. They're definitely not having a good day on this one here. So 1 Renault, 1 Alfa Romeo, and 2 McLarens out of the race as we have it here right now. We're continuing on with this race so far as we have it. And Hebs was running pretty well, catching up to these guys out front here. I'm not sure what happened to his car. Anyway, let's continue on with this. We're on lap 8 right now of 27. Still got about 20 laps average more to go in this race as we have it here right now. I think that's going to allow us to finish with at least a 10 to 15 minute break between this session and getting on with PGL F1 Sunday Division for their race just after this. So we'll have about 10 minutes to get started on that one there, provided we got started on time here as well. So that's always a good sign on the league as well. So currently following on with Timmy in the Ferrari, running P3 on the grid. Nice podium position for him. Of course, doesn't want that. I think he wants to get the higher position. Does have to show it off a bit for the team here at Monza, being a Ferrari driver, and also he's about 7 tenths behind Big Ball, chasing him down right now. Let's see how the strategy is going to work for them. Both of them running on the soft tires here right now as well as Biltomat out front, so we're going to see who's going to do the first pit stop in this case as well. And Mateo there having no grip, wrong setup on the car. Unfortunate for that, and puts that car out of the race, unfortunately. So we got Timmy into the pits here right now. He was running third in the race, and seems like he was losing a bit of time running behind Big Balls. He was losing about a tenth or two. So he's decided to do a pit stop here right now. Let's see how that pit stop is going to work for him. He's now back out on the track. And looks like he's coming back out on track in P8 on the grid here right now. Not too bad of a position. Majority of the cars in front of him will have to do a pit stop. So we're going to see how that strategy is about to work for him, because Biltomat still leading the race. We still got Big Ball 3.4 seconds behind him. Dixon now 7.6 seconds behind the Racing Point and running. Tempt up to 4th on the grid about 7 tenths behind Dixon, and he's chasing down the Mercedes for a position here right now. Rizal gets another 3-second penalty. Not the best race he's having down there in 15th on the grid right now. And he's running about 20 seconds behind Raleigh at the moment. We're going to go on down to 11th on the grid right now with Hayden the Mercedes and Santi in the Haas just out in front. So let's see how that battle is progressing on through. 6 tenths is the gap between them. And yes, it is very sad to see both McLarens out of this race, as I said earlier before. Yeah, unfortunate for them, it's going to be no points for that team. And we're following on right now on board with Hayden as he's using his DRS advantage, trying to catch up to the Haas of Santi right now and trying to get up into 10th on the grid here if he can. And he's getting a pretty good run behind that Haas and might actually be able to get this done on the pit straight. We have a few more drivers, two drivers out in front in the pits right now. This might actually put them up a few positions. Let's see how that's going to work out. 11 seconds is the gap right now between Biltemat and Dixon because Timmy has done his pit stop already. And Wolves is currently into the pits and trying to have a look at that and have a look at the battle at the same time here. It's going to be quite close going down into turn 1. Hayden's going to push it on through for the inside. Let's see if he's going to push it through and tries a bit of late braking, a bit of contact between the two cars, and that was a bit risky. He still has to hold on to his position 11 though. He's going to try and go alongside Santi right now and try to get around the outside as he does get that position up. Quite a bit of risky move into turn 1, but actually got it done just after the turn 2. So not too bad. Of course, the Haas driver is still fighting it back right now, still trying to push on through to get back that position as it is there right now. We got Biltemat still out front leading the race. 10 laps done on those soft tires. He's not pitting as yet. Dixon running now in 2nd place. Sadistic up to 3rd. BX37 Pro up to 4th in this race right now. And Big Boss now running P6 on the grid. Killer J there in P5. Let's have a look at Big Boss right now trying to get past the AlphaTauri of Killer J. It looks like he might actually get a good run on him as he gets around the outside of that car. And I think Killer J might be going into the pits. Yes, he is. That is going to be Big Boss up to P5 on the grid. Team is chasing him. We got Hayden out of the race, unfortunately. What's happened down in the back of the grid? Let's have a look here. And that's his car down on the side of the track into the barriers there. I'm not sure if he had a bit of contact with Santi or not, because the two of them were fighting for that position there. Unfortunate, another driver out of the race. That leaves us with about 13 drivers here in the Italian Grand Prix right now. That's another virtual safety car for that session there. Let's have a look back out front, see if that's going to trigger any more pit stops. I think a safety car is what some of these guys might have been hoping for in order to get a pit stop done here. But still, Biltemat's still leading the race right now. 10 laps done on those soft tires so far. And definitely he's doing a one-stop strategy here. He's going to go on to the medium tires at some point here when he does decide to do a pit stop. Dixon currently running 10 laps on his mediums as it is there. We're back racing. DRS back online once again. Almost 12 seconds between Biltemat and Dixon. Sadistic another 10 seconds behind. BX37 Pro 1.2 seconds behind. Let's see what's going on down in the back here with Santi and Killer J right now. The two of them, quite a close gap between, about 6 tenths between the two of them here right now. BX37 Pro getting quite close as well. They're Biltemat into the pits there right now. We're going to have a look and see where he comes back out. So race leader has finally decided to do a pit stop. We got Santi and Killer J here fighting it out for P9 in the race at the moment. And that is Killer J pushing ahead and getting around Santi's car up into P9. He goes there right now. Santi's going to chase him down the pit straight, and let's see if he's able to get it back using his DRS advantage. He does not really have a much overtake to use at this point. He's going to use his slipstream as much as he can. He's going to pull off to the side and try to brake late on the inside and try to take that position back here right now. Looks like he might actually got it done. A bit of contact between the two cars, but Santi gets the position back up into P9. Killer J is going to fight it around the outside right now, and let's see if he's able to get that position back again. I think Santi's trying to hold it up, but looks like they're still going side by side for it. And Killer J has got the position back up into P9. Santi's pushing it back on the inside. Unfortunately, not able to take it at that point there right now. Has to hold up. Loses about a few tenths on that one. And I think that's going to continue on for a while more. Let's go up here to BX37 Pro right now and have a look at what's happening with him. So BX37 running here in P3, about 7 tenths behind Sadistic right now, who is running second place in the race. Biltomat is back out of the pits. He's currently up into fourth in the race. He was our race leader from the start coming to that point until he took his pit stop. And we got BX37 Pro getting alongside Sadistic, taking on the inside and gets around up into P2. He goes right now and has to take the runoff area. Brakes a bit too late, didn't make the turn and loses back the position. Now loses another position to Biltomat, who gets up into P3. So he's lost a position instead of trying to gain one here right now. And he's now down to fourth on the grid. So that's cost him just a bit there right now. Biltomat now running about 3 tenths behind Sadistic. He's running in P3 and then trying to get up into P2 in the race, which he definitely should be able to get, because both cars in front of him do have to do a pit stop, as they've been running 12 laps on those medium tires so far from the start of this race onto this point. So they will have to do a pit stop very, very soon. Biltomat already going alongside, so this is trying to get by. Gets that position on before the turn and gets up into P2 quite well. Already extending a bit of a gap, 6 tenths between him and Sadistic as they continue on through. Down behind Sadistic, we have BX37 Pro about 4 tenths behind. He's trying to catch up as much as he can. Of course, Big Boss not too far up, 9 tenths behind that, coming there as well, and he's trying to drop that gap down as much as he can. 14.1 seconds is the lead that Dixon has right now over Biltomat here, running in second on the grid, and he's going to be catching up pretty quickly as Dixon does have a penalty as well out front. And we got down in the back here BX37 Pro and Sadistic fighting it off again. We got BX37 on the inside, and he's going to break a bit late and try to push it on through. Sadistic has the inside on the next turn, gets on through, but still the Williams gets out in P3. And we got Big Balls in the racing point coming just behind, going alongside the Alfa Romeo of Sadistic. He's going to try to get it wrong on the inside. Does he get the position up? It looks like he might actually got that overtake done, and he's up into P4 on the grid right now. So quite a bit of switch in that lap for the first sector of the track. Through sectors 1 coming through so far. So Sadistic and BX37 Pro doing another switch here. Still holding on to that position. Let's see how it is. So BX down to P5 on the grid. So Dixon still leading the race. Biltomat up to P2. Big Ball running P3 right now. Sadistic now running P4. BX37 Pro is running P5 on the grid. And about 7 tenths behind Sadistic, who is about 5 tenths behind Big Balls at the moment. So we're going to hold on to the camera angle above Sadistic at the moment. See how that's going on for him. Okay, so currently on lap 15 of 27, we got just about 12 and a half laps left in this race as it is here right now to finish this off. So let's see how the rest of the grid gets on through that. Out in front, we still got Dixon leading the race. He does still have to do a pit stop, so this still has to do a pit stop as well. And I think they're the only two drivers who have not pitted in the race so far. So they're going to have to do a pit stop at some point. We're going to see how that's going to change the grid up. 0-1, BX37 Pro having some trouble there with the car. Almost losing the rear end, but still catching that back pretty quickly. Still about 8 tenths right now behind Sadistic. Timmy coming up about 8 tenths behind him in a Ferrari there. So let's see if that's going to work for him as well. So as we said, Dixon still has to do a pit stop, leading up from by 14 seconds. I don't think that's enough time to do a pit stop here at Monza and get her back in the lead. Biltomat there on fresh medium tires. He's trying to catch up as much as he can to the Mercedes out front. Let's see if he's going to be able to do that. And he does not have to do a second pit stop, so he's going to go to the end of those set of tires that he currently has. We're just waiting to see when Dixon decides to do his pit stop and when Sadistic decides to do his pit stop as well. That's going to put BX37 Pro and Timmy here up a position on the grid. And these three are still following off each other pretty closely here at the moment as we have it. So we still got Sadistic running P4. You got BX37 running just behind him, 6 tenths behind. Timmy 6 tenths behind that as well. I was trying to see how that's going to play off through. We got Killer J running about 7 tenths behind Liverpool P8 in the race. So we're going to follow on how these three are getting through. We've had about 3 or 4 VSCs in the race so far. No full safety cars. Penalties as it is. Dixon has 11 seconds of penalties out front. BX37 Pro has 6 seconds of penalties. Killer J with 6 seconds. And Team E just gets a 3-second penalty there. Raleigh with 3 seconds as well. I don't think the Ferrari team is going to be too happy about that penalty that he just got there. So let's see how the rest of the race continues on for that one. They were still waiting for Dixon to do a pit stop here. He's done 15 laps so far, as well as BX37 Pro. He's done 15 laps on those medium tires as well. And Dixon is finally into the pits right now. Let's have a look with him here. And he definitely might be going on to the soft tires as he is there right now. And he's serving a 5-second penalty in the pit lanes right now. We've been doing his pit stop. And let's see where he's going to get back out on the grid as he's getting back out here right now. Do we have Sadistic is in the pits there as well? As well as BX37 Pro getting into the pits as well. Changing off from his tires. So I think that's going to be everyone getting their pit stops out of the way, and we're going to be finishing off the race. Now Dixon, BX37 Pro, and Sadistic, all three of them are going to be on the soft tires going to the end of the race, and they're just somewhere in the midfield of the grid right now, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how they get on through with the rest of the race at this point here. So currently on lap 17 of 27. And are running pretty well in the race. Of course, unfortunately, we've lost quite a few drivers in the race so far. We lost about 6 drivers so far in this race. We're still down to 13 drivers still running with us here, so we're going to see how that's working out. We're currently on with Liverpool here, chasing after Killer J for P6 in this race. Biltomat is back up into the lead of the race. Big Boss is now back up to running P2 in the race. Timmy running P3 once again. Tempt up to P4. And then Dixon there running P5. Killer J down to 6. Liverpool 7. Santi in 8. Sadistic running 9. BX37 Pro running 10. Ped running 11. Night Shadow running 12. And Raleigh there running 13th on the grid as it is there right now. And that is Killer J with a 3-second penalty. Night Shadow back into the pits down in the back there. Trying to have a look at Santi here right now as he's chasing after the Racing Point on Liverpool. Gonna try and get around him for P7 in the race if he can. We'll see how that works out. And that is Liverpool getting into the pits there right now. 14 laps done on those medium tires. I think he took an early pit stop because of incidents on the early part of the race. So he's in on the pits there right now. Let's have a look what's happening in the back here with Sadistic and BX37 Pro. These two are once again fighting it off, and now it's fight for P8 in the race. So I think it's been going pretty well so far. We're currently on lap 18 here right now, guys. We're following on between with Santi, Sadistic, and BX37 Pro to see how that battle is going on for P7 overall in the race with the three of them. It's been quite an interesting qualifying session going through Q1, 2, and 3. If you missed that, have a look at it after the session finishes off here. And race has started off pretty well. We had a pretty interesting start. Quite a few incidents on the opening lap of the race. Did result in a VSC just after, about 3 VSCs in total. And we got Sadistic about to make a move on Santi there. Gets up into P7 on the grid here right now. Santi might be trying to fight it back with BX37 coming just behind of that. Both of them 3/10s behind as the Williams is really trying to get by. And he's going to push it on the inside of Santi here right now. Will he be able to get that done? Goes alongside with him and pushes it ahead. Gets up into P9 there right now, I think. Is it this? Let's have a look where he is. Up to P8, sorry. So he's up to P7 right now. We got some pit stops. Killer J and Santi into the pits. And the Williams of BX37 Pro goes on the inside of Sadistic right now, trying to get up into P6 in this race and gets that position up. Sadistic is now down back to 7th on the grid. Both of these guys running on fresh soft tires, so quite an interesting battle going down to the end of the race with them here. We got Dixon getting a very close gap on Tempt. They're out in front with a Red Bull as well. He's looking to get by and has a pretty good gap. He's going to have the DRS advantage. Goes alongside the Red Bull already and gets that position up quite easily into P4 there right now. Is the Red Bull driver going to be able to get the position back? Let's have a look with him. We're going to stay on board a bit with the Red Bull of Tempt and see if he's able to get it back. And so far not able to get that position back as yet. Out in front, his teammate Biltomat running P1, leading this race. Majority of the laps led in the race so far. 2.7 seconds behind him. We got Big Boss running there, and Timmy there running another 3.9 seconds behind. Dixon running P4. Gap is now over a second between him and Tempt as it is there right now. We're going back down to Liverpool here, chasing after Killer J for P8 in the race, and looks like he might be able to get a position up because Killer J might have made a bit of a mistake. He has the DRS advantage, has Santi coming behind about 8/10 as well. And he's going to push it on the inside here right now. Let's see if Liverpool is able to get that position up, and does get it up. A bit of contact between the two cars as well. Killer J is still trying to fight that through as Santi gets in on that battle there as well right now, trying to go alongside the AlphaTauri of Killer J and might actually be able to get it done on the inside. 3 cars going wide, getting around the Parabolica here right now. And that is Liverpool getting it up, going alongside with Killer J. Santi's still in the middle of this as we got a bit of contact between cars as they get on through. And they're all still going down the pit straight. 3 cars still fighting it off for that position. And the Haas of Santi leads them through that one there as Killer J tries to go alongside him. Liverpool down back behind the two of them right now as they get on through turn 1. And we got a bit of contact happening with both cars out in front. That's between Santi and Killer J, and they're still going on through. Santi now leads there in P8 with them. Killer J running 9th and Liverpool running there in 10th, and that's how he's going to stand at least for now as that battle comes to a bit of a pause at least for now. But Killer J is still trying to fight this on through, about 3 to 4 tenths between the 3 drivers as we have it, as they're still pushing on through for that. Dixon out there trying to get past Timmy for get onto a podium position here right now as they go down the pit straight, and they're alongside each other going through. And looks like the Mercedes of Dixon is going to get up into P3. That's Timmy down to P4 right now. And he's not going to be too happy about that. He's going to try and get that position back if he can. Going back down to Liverpool here right now. Trying to get a move back down on Killer J for P9 in the race. Let's see if he's able to get it done. Out in front of them, Santi there getting a bit of a lead ahead and away with that. So not too bad on that position so far. Let's have a look overhead with Liverpool right now. We're on lap 21 of 27. We're getting very close off to the end of this race. Probably just about 10 minutes more to go before we close off this race session here right now. And it's getting quite interesting coming down to the end of the race. And the AlphaTauri goes wide and probably has some damage there as well. Definitely has some damage on that car as he tries to get on back the track. So maybe a bit of contact between him and Liverpool that caused that. I'm not 100% sure about that there. And that is Killer J retiring into the pits there. He is out of this race right now. So that's going to move Pet up to 10, Nightshade up to 11, Raleigh up to 12 in the race. We've lost quite a few drivers on this race so far as we have it here. Let's get her back out in front right now. Following attempt in the Red Bull, chasing after Tim in that race, in that, Ferrari in P4. He's trying to get that position up if he's able to at this point. Out in front, Biltema still leads here as we're continuing on with the race. He has a gap of 2.5 seconds ahead of Big Balls in P2. Dixon running P3, another 2.8 seconds behind. Timmy there running another 2.4 seconds behind of that in P4. Tempt running 5/10 of a second behind him. So we're going to keep an eye on that battle to see how he's going to continue for the rest of the race, because Tempt is going to push on as much as he can here right now. 11 laps on his tires, 12 laps done on Timmy's tires. Of course, we got BX37 coming 17.8 seconds behind. Not sure if he has enough laps to actually catch up to these guys. Sadistic running 2.2 seconds behind him. And then Santi another 20 seconds there in P8 as it is there right now on fresh soft tires as well. We're going to see who's going to get fastest lap in this race by the time we get to the end and who gets driver of the day. Let's have a look at the potential for driver of the day here right now and at penalties as well. Let's go on to driver of the day. Currently as we have it, Dixon and Tempt, it's going to be quite close between the two of them, because Dixon there is running P3 with Tempt running P4, and he's gained 14 positions while Dixon has gained 15. BX37 Pro has gained 11 positions as well. Let's have a look at penalties right now as it is. And a 6-second penalty for Dixon and BX37 Pro, 3 seconds for Timmy, Tempt, Ped and Raleigh there, currently running on the grid still as it is there right now. Going back to tires as it is, and we're going to currently follow on with the rest of the grid. So we still now only have 12 drivers remaining in the session as it is here right now. Running on lap 23 of 27. So really not a lot of time left to finish off this race here. And drivers are going to have to get a move on if they do want to get another position up or not. So Tempt is still chasing after Timmy there in the Ferrari, trying to get that position up. Gap is going a bit over a second, so he might be losing the DRS advantage right now as he comes out of range for that. But he's going to still try and bring the gap down as much as he can. Dixon there breaking down his gap towards the racing point in front of him. 1.4 seconds right now is what that gap is. And let's see if he's gaining any more time off of him. Gap is now down to 1.3 seconds, 1.2 seconds. So he's actually gaining a lot of time right now. The Mercedes driver running on the fresh soft tires is gaining a bit of an advantage of the racing point of Big Balls out in front with 12 laps done on his tires so far, and he's running on the slower tires, the mediums there, so he's going to have a bit of a disadvantage on that end. Okay, so still following on with Dixon and Big Balls right now. Gap is now down to 7/10, 5/10 actually. So those soft tires are working pretty well. He's now within the DRS range, and they will be able to have that advantage very soon here to be able to get by and try to fight it for second place in the race. And of course, 1.7 seconds ahead is Biltomat there leading the race. So let's see if Dixon is able to get that car and finish P1 in this race. Of course, he does have a penalty, which is going to affect him a lot here. Alright, so there he goes with DRS advantage, gets alongside the racing point, and he's going to get up into second place in the race here right now. Quite a good overtake from him. So that's Mercedes up to second with Dixon there. Big Balls down to third on the grid as we have it here. Now we got a gap of 1.8 seconds between the Red Bull leading the race and the Mercedes running in second with Dixon there. So let's see if he's able to break that gap down using those soft tires and probably get across the line P1 here. It is a potential possibility at this point, but you will have to get quite a lead if he does want to keep that there, because he has a 6-second penalty. He needs to get a gap of 6 seconds going ahead of Biltomat if he does want to keep the race win here. We're going to see how that's going to finish up the race as it is right now. Right now down in the back, Temp there 1.2 seconds behind Timmy. And he's trying to break that gap down as much as he can. We'll see how that works for him. But still, right now, gaps out front are decreasing as we see it. He's gaining time on Big Balls here. Dixon, we're saying he's gaining time. 1.3 seconds right now is the gap between him and the racing point behind. And gap has dropped down to about 6 cents between him and Biltomat out front. So this is going to be a fight for the lead of the race here right now. And I'm not sure Biltomat is going to want to give it up. This is for the win of the Italian Grand Prix. And of course, he probably knows that Dixon has that 6-second penalties if he does check in with Jeff. We'll see if he is able to know that or not. But he's running on the mediums, 12 laps down on them so far. We got 2.5 laps left in this race. He needs to hold on to that lead for the next 2.5 laps. If he does allow Dixon to get by, he's going to have to keep within a 6-second range of him in order to still get the race win by default here. And that Mercedes is right up to the rear of the Red Bull of Biltomat right now. This is not going to go down too well for Biltomat. He is about to lose that position. Let's see if he's going to be able to defend against Dixon here from getting that overtake done. But he's probably going to be having DRS advantage on the pit straight here. Let's have a look right now if he's going to have that advantage. He is going to have DRS advantage. Already using a bit of overtake as well. He's going to use a bit of slipstream and try to get alongside the Red Bull. And there's absolutely nothing Biltomat can do at this point. He has to just let the Mercedes go by. And that's going to be him getting up into the lead of the race. All he can do right now is fight it back for the position, which he might be trying to do. Let's have a look. And he's already losing some time. Lost about 9/10 so far, falling back behind. And let's see what's going to happen at the end of lap 26. He needs to keep that car within a 6-second gap of Dixon's car out in front to get the race win still, because he will know that Dixon does have that 6-second penalty to deal with here. We're going to put penalties on at this point so you guys can have a look at what's going to happen by the time we finish off with this race here, if things continue the way they are here right now. Going on with Tempt here right now, chasing after the Ferrari of Timmy there, running in P4. Gap is about 6/10 between the two of them on the penultimate lap right now, lap 26 of 27 to finish off the Italian Grand Prix. And we're looking to see if the next Red Bull here is able to gain at least one more position, get some more points in for the team, as his team just lost the lead of the race. Might still get it back and still get that points. Gap is about 2 seconds between Dixon and Biltomat out front. Big Ball still running P3. Timmy though under a bit of pressure right now from the Red Bull just behind of him, and got to be a bit careful about this. He needs to hold on to that position there, because if Temp does get by, he will finish P4 on the grid. So Timmy needs to hold on to that position for one more lap as we go into the final lap right now of the Italian Grand Prix. And let's see how this is going to be finishing off, because it looks to be quite interesting between the Ferrari and the Red Bull driver here for P4 in the race. Out in front, we still got Dixon leading this race into the final lap. He's leading, and that is Biltmart running 2.7 seconds behind of him as we have it there right now. 2.9 seconds, so he is gaining time out front, but he needs to gain 6 seconds in order to keep the race win as he has it there right now. So as it looks right now, it looks like Biltmart will still be able to get the race win here for the Italian Grand Prix. Dixon will have to take second place, even though he is going to cross the line in P1, which I think might be a bit exciting for him as well. I think not a bad job of getting into the lead. Only thing is going to hamper his race is a penalty that he does have there, which is 6 seconds. If it was just a 3-second penalty, at this point he would be winning the Italian Grand Prix, but he's only going to be going across the line P1. Timmy there and Tempt still chasing after each other with a 7-10 gap between them. As we're going around the fountain back onto the pit straight here right now, we got Dixon going across the line for P1. Will not be able to keep it as Biltmart comes across the line in the Red Bull right now in P1. Well, P2, but across the line, but takes the win for the Italian Grand Prix. Big Balls goes up in the second because of the penalty that Dixon has there. So unfortunately for him, he has to go down to P3, but still gets onto the podium there. So Biltmart takes the win for the Italian Grand Prix. Big Balls finishes second on the podium. Dixon finishes third on the podium. Timmy there finishes fourth on the grid. Tempt finishes fifth on the grid right now. We got BX30 Sempro with a 9-second penalty. Comes across the line P6. We got Statistic coming around. He's going to go across the line P7. Takes away P6 from BX30 Pro because of that 9-second penalty. So BX is down to 7th on the grid. We got Santi coming around. He's going to be able to take P8. Night Shadow already taking P11. Rod will take P12. And it looks like Liverpool might be able to get a position up here because of the 6-second penalty that Pet has in front of him. So that is Santi going across the line. Takes P8 in this race. Pet is coming around here right now with a 6-second penalty and a 3.9-second gap between him and Liverpool just behind. So that means Liverpool is going to be able to take 10th after they go across the line. So Ped will go across the line P9, but will have to take P10 in the race with Liverpool taking P9. Night Shadow takes 11, Raleigh takes 12. And the rest of it as we have there, we'll have a second look at the results after the race comes to an end. So that's Ped across the line P9, Liverpool coming across the line and takes away P9, and that's going to be Ped down to 10th on the grid there. And let's have a look, if we can, at driver of the day. Let's have a look here right now. And Dixon gets driver of the day, crosses the line P1 amazingly in this race and gets driver of the day. I wonder if he did get the fastest lap in the race as well. Unfortunately, he had to settle for P3 on the grid. Still a podium finish for that Mercedes driver, but quite an excellent race he did run here this evening. So let's have a look at our final results here and see who got fastest lap in this race session here. It looks like Dixon did get fastest lap as well. So as we have it for results for the Italian Grand Prix with SNS Esports F1 League Tier 1 here this Sunday for round 5. Let's see, we got Biltmart takes the win for the Italian Grand Prix. Big Boss finishes second on the podium. Dixon finishes third on the podium, gets the fastest lap and gets driver of the day. Not a bad race for him at all. Timmy there finishes fourth on the grid. Temp takes P5 on this one. Sadistic 6th. You got BX30 Sempro 7, Santi takes 8, Liverpool fan 9, Ped there takes 10th, Night Shadow 11th, and Raleigh takes 12. I think that was all the drivers who finished on the grid. Kilo J finished 13, Hayden there 14, Rizzle 15, Hebs there 16, SFC Gas 17, and then we got Mateo there 18, Wild Dog there in 19th on the grid, guys. So that is it there, guys, for round 5 for the Italian Grand Prix for SNS Esports here. Thank you guys for joining us on for this session. Please guys remember to leave a like on this video and remember to subscribe to our channel if you're new on the channel here or if you haven't subscribed before. Now we're going to close off this stream and in about 5 minutes we'll be starting the next stream for the next league race here, and that's going to be for the Belgian Grand Prix. I think that's going to be, so join us on for that session as well, and please remember to leave a like on that video there as well, guys. So I'll see you guys on the next live stream starting in exactly about 5 minutes. So thank you guys for joining us on for this one.